other regions. And then our region has not been fully developed in terms of industry, in terms of employment, and the empowerment of the youth. What have your organization or our organization, Igbo or Haneze Igbo, done in order to make these things a fruitful position? Thank you, sir.
First of all, you must understand that the organization of ORL, they have branches in all states of Nigeria, especially in some of those states that you are referring to, which includes Delta and River State. And the number of those that you refer to as having renounced their Igbo are part and parcel of what we are doing. And they are giving as much support as they can afford to. And so, to be wrong to say that we're doing nothing to ensure that we are all brothers and that we relate to ourselves as brothers. That is happening. When Achille died in Asaba, Ohanese undertook the organization of his burial. I went to all the governors, including his own governor in Delta, and they were all very supportive of his burial and made contributions to his family to ensure that they buried him. It is wrong to say that we are not doing that. We have gone beyond looking for our Igbo brothers. We've gone to look for our Southern brothers and our brothers in the Middle Belt. And we formed the Southern and Middle Belt Leadership Forum, which is probably the greatest coalition of ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, who have taken very strong positions on national issues, including an irrevocable stance on the restructuring of our situation. Now, regarding economic development here, as long as our structure is a unitary system which belies our federal character and nature, because we're implementing a military contrived constitution, which is not autonomous. Anybody who has read law will tell you that for a law to be viable, it has to be autonomous. To be autonomous, it has to be approved by the people. We never had a referendum to approve the 1999 Constitution. The people never voted for it. The people who wrote it were a group of appointed technocrats. The people who approved it were a group of military officers who formed what was a military equivalent of a legislature, and who did not have an equality of representation of the ethnic nationalities or those who agreed to form a country in Nigeria, as it was then. They gerrymandered what they liked, they divided us and parceled us to please them, to please a clearly premeditated design for some northerner. Now, so long as that constitution remains extant, so long as it will be practicing of a united and peaceful country become impossible. Nigerians are not willingly participating in the structure of their country because it's forced down on them. The Southeast, perhaps, is the most deprived, and it was intentionally so. Don't forget that at the end of the war, all our savings in our banks were turned down to 20 pounds. So long as you had a transaction in your account, your money was reduced to 20 pounds. It doesn't matter if you added money to it or whether you subtracted money. Nobody even said, okay, you will have what you had before the war broke out. No. And it was done because an indigenization law was made, pari passu with this financial regulation. And the extent was to deny Igbos of capital to invest in the Nigerian economy. But you know something? Today, you can say that in spite of this policy, the Igbos control a sizable part of Nigeria's economy. And in every development center in Nigeria, we are seriously located and well endowed and well invested. In Lagos alone, 3.5 million people is registered for election in the application. I don't want to talk about the percentage of property ownership in Lagos or in Abuja for that matter. And yet these are people who were deprived of their savings. These are people who were compartmentalized into a five-state structure and a 95 local government structure. These are people who, in comparison with the other zones in Nigeria, are the most populous. But up till today, no demographic enumeration in our country has recognized the necessity to put ethnic origin or religion as a future. So today, Nigerian government cannot tell you how many Christians there are in Nigeria and how many Muslims. Because the National Population Commission does not allow you in the head count to ask, are you a Christian or a Muslim? It does not allow you to, the enumerator to ask you, are you an Igbo man or a Fulani man? Because nobody wants that characteristic to become public. Because it will become obvious that we've been deprived, we've been compartmentalized and denied the correct population assessment. Because a number of our people are enumerated in other parts of Nigeria. In every part of Nigeria, when you remove the indigenous population, the next highest population in the place are Igbos. Gulu is prevalent. Our characteristic is something that is endemic and natural with us. And nobody can deny us this. And so anybody who is gerrymandering or trying to, as it were, construct a constitutional structure that contemporizes Igbos is wasting his time. It's wasting his time. Our energy will always burst and sabotage all those demands.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, sir, take this question again. Um, we have gotten some news in the past days that federal government, led by General Muhammad Buhari, has once again sent a bill to the National Assembly, a bill of 2.2 billion to the National Assembly, seeking approval for forceful establishment of rural settlements. Now, in the light of this, sir, do you think Igbo national legislators, both in the Senate and the House of Representatives, will succumb to this particular intimidation and give it approval? Or are there any steps that could be taken to make sure that no Igbo legislator at the National Assembly vote for this particular bill?
Look, no matter what General Buhari does, it has nothing to do with his capacity to implement that law. Even if the National Assembly becomes so stupid as to pass it, the Constitution of Nigeria incorporates the Land Use Act. The Land Use Act domiciles the management of land in every state in the hand of the governor of the state. So General Buhari, except he's going to use a military invasion to come and seize our land. And of course, the criminal law, common law, allows you, if your homestead is being attacked, to defend yourself if your life is in danger. So we'll do everything we can to defend our land with whatever we have. It will be a violation of law for him to forcibly acquire land to develop a rural settlement in any part of Nigeria without the acquiescence of the state government. It's impossible. It's impossible. You cannot own land anywhere in Nigeria without the certificate of occupancy from the state government.
Okay, that is not possible. Okay, sir. Now let me call on Ume Maslinus joining us from Lagos, Valentine Ugodi joining us from Port Harcourt. Any of you can take your question. Yeah, please. You say you have a question. Who's online? Please introduce yourself first before you tell us you have a question. Okay, I can't get in. Let me go to Denmark. Udogo. Wait, yeah. You have your question? Udogo.
Hello, good morning. I'm here with you.
Okay, please make your question very, very brief.
Yeah, thank you so much. Chifunne Amodo, good evening, sir. Welcome
Good
to
evening,
this
brother.
program this evening. My name is Udogo Winya. I'm here in Scandinavia, Denmark. Please, one night, okay. Young Chole n'abalị a bụ abụ m onye Enugu, I'm from Enugu State. Mana enwere ihe nwa chọrọ ịjụ concerning the 1,700 security ha chọrọ ewubata na achọrọ echewe nche na mba anyị bụ Enugu maka ndị Fulani herdsmen na-ebusi our people n'ime ọhịa. Ihe m na-ajụ kịta ha si na achọrọ iweta 1,700 people. Why anyị nwa bụ ndị ọha na eze ndị Igbo asụlọ ka ha jikọọ ọnụ wite anyị nwere mazọb enwere ndị mazọb ọkpọm na-akwụwaziri ike kpọpụta ya sị ya enwere ndị o nwere na iche be anyị akpọkwa Nnamdị Kanu jụọ enwere ndị o nwere iche ndị be anyị
Udogo, excuse me. Udogo, excuse me.
Oge anyị bidoro n'ife a nọ
Yes, Udogo, exactly.
ekwentị a mụ na
Yeah, because Udogo.
o nwere ihe ga-eme ka ime ka ukwuo ya
Yes,
so
Udogo.
ọ bụrụ enwere bọọlụ ị ga-ajụ rapụba o nwere ụmụnna na-akpa izu na ilo maọbụ n'afịa o nwere nkata mụ na ụmụnne m na-akpa o nwere ka m kwuo maka ebe a
Yeah, that is true. Udogo, ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu ewe.
Okay, ịzọdo the question ọ fọrọ one question again m chọrọ ịzụ.
Okay.
Biko ka maka ịma otu eji achị na be anyị bụ onunwa bụ ọhaneze ndị Igbo ọ ga-amasịkwa anyị ka anyị nwa nwee otu ihe dịka like telivishọn telivishọn ewepụtara asị ndị Igbo dị whole world ga na-ege ntị ya ihe ọbụla anyị chọrọ inwe ihe ọbụla anyị chọrọ ikwu anyị ama na anyị nwe telivishọn do avrepa ga na-asụsụ Igbo ama na-asụ oyibo ama na-asụ ihe ọsọsọ Igbo ka a na-asụ ndị mba anyị niile nọ na Amerịka nọ n'Europe nọ n'Asia na-akpọ na-ekwu maka na sponsor that telivishọn ahụ ọ bụrụ na ihe akụnụwa ga-emela anyị bụ ọha na eze ndị Igbo ka anyị maa na okwu ihe akụnụ mere anyị obi ga-adụ anyị mma. Thank you so much ka ndị ọzọ tinye ọnụ.
ebe na-eme ka ndị onye a na-ekwu ife a ka unu jikere ya onwerugo mbọchị ọ nara unu jụọ kedu ebe ọha na eze dị na lokal gọọmenti fa ndị ọha na eze unu nwere ike ije dị etu a tinye n'ife unu na-eme aga m agba aka wee rie ịnọdụ bụ isi m ụlọ ebe niile dị n'ụwa onwere moto onye ọbụla binyere n'anyị ma gọọmenti ma mba moto niile nna anya bụ moto ndị ha nwoke onwere ofu onye binyere bụrụ moto si nwere rụọ ọrụ so you don't expect me to do what I cannot afford to do. I can only generate ideas. Those who are elected to govern us have a responsibility to implement them.
Yeah, that is true, sir. I think the Igbo diaspora will look into that during the hereafter. We'll take it upon ourselves.
And so because another question since I need to do this language now. I what am that na obodo tribal dị iche iche nwesịrị this cultural like ndị ọhaneze Afenifere and all that. If m chọrọ ịjụ ọkwụrụ nwere mutual agreement with the Afenifere na n'ife anụnwa na-eme n'obodo anyị Afenifere Pande and all that. In we shed the light on how you people doing in order to stabilize this country in a very suitable position.
Well, anyị nche ekwere tụgotago Bondi, Ohanese, India affects the Panda, and the Middle Belt. Now, the irreducible minimum condition under which we can continue to exist in the Federation, both restructuring. If Nigeria is not restructured, now yeah, no. And I know Bambo, people if I was so one, but not if I get them. And in Katana family, my love was defended with never go.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Now, let me call on maybe Ume Maslu's giving signal for me.
Wisdom have a question.
What's the name?
Wisdom Abuchi have a question.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Germany.
Okay, ask your question, please.
Good evening, Chief. This is Wisdom Abuchi calling from Germany.
Raise your voice, please. Raise your voice.
Good evening, Chief. Welcome to the platform.
Yes, go on, please.
Okay, Chief. I have a question to
Go on, please.
Yeah, how only an explanation and other than Igbo now the first citizens of Igbo land. Question Nigeria goes based on the security in Igbo land.
No, we are not asking.
How you
Excuse
people are
me,
going about
please.
it?
No. We have taken questions on security, and we have agreed that we are not going to make any such thing public. Please.
Okay.
Yes, please. We have agreed on that. Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question now. As in Papa nwere now, ọ na-ekwu na gọọmenti. Like ụmụ ndị airport, this airport na international airport na ndị Lagos with ndị Ugwu Awụsa nwere ebe chọrọ ịba nwere na nke mere ka anyị nwetagodi our own international airport dị standard.
And seaports.
Ebe ọ bụla isi ayọta ka ịgbakwara the ticket ọ dịrị cheap ka Lagos.
Yes.
Like Enugu, I nwere Enugu, but ọ dịghị powerful like ndị ọzọ. Ihe a na-eme ka anyị wetara ihe from gọọmenti anyị from Abuja.
Yes, exactly. Let me emphasize on that, my brother. Chief, our guest speaker, Chief Nyawodo, sir, I must be honest with you. Our people in diaspora have been complaining over the years. Enugu is not functioning as expected. We have to stop briefly at Lagos or Abuja before we get down to Igbo land. It's so painful. It takes a lot of pens, cost, and what have you. Apart from airports, our seaports in that within the zones are not functioning. And it takes our people extra money, extra cost to bring their goods at Lagos airport, Lagos seaports, before shipping them down to Onitsha, Aba, and other parts of Igbo land. Are there efforts Ohaneze Ndibo is making to make sure that some of these infrastructures are with us in Igbo land?
My brother, you see, I told you how they reduced our money to £20. Are you not also worried that Okanago Cement has not worked for more than 20 years now? And all kinds of bureaucratic measures are used to stop it from working. Are you not surprised that Enugu Onitsha Road has been in a comatose situation since the end of the Civil War till today? Are you not surprised that Enugu Port Harcourt Road is impassable since the war ended in 1970? And don't forget, 1970 is almost 50 years ago. It's 49 years ago. It's impossible to do a road that used to take us less than 2 hours to go from Enugu to Port Harcourt. These things are carefully choreographed and planned measures to ensure that growth and development is tortified in the Southeast. And so long as the federal structure is what it is, the only way we can do it is by generating our own internal capital and doing it ourselves.
Yes.
This is why I have appointed the Solution Planning and Strategy Committee. They have come out with a lot of brilliant things. Right now, as I speak to you, and these are things I don't like going public about, because you telegraph your bloating and they go and stop it. You know, they are in Abia State. They have some Igbo engineers in conjunction with some foreigners have already finished the dredging of the seaport there and established its seaworthiness. They have applied for immigration and customs as I speak to you. But tomorrow you will have it all in the newspaper and they will go and stop it. A lot of work is going on quietly on the things we can do for ourselves. A new capacity is being developed, propelled purely by the private sector. And it's very heavily capitalized as I speak to you. They are not begging for money anymore. They have got a lot of money, including international investors. This is why we are now launching a website in the next 2 months on the Igbo Fund. Every Igbo man will be required now, although they are taking this decision, to pay 100 naira every month to the Igbo Fund. We have decided to appoint board of governors who will represent all states of Igbo land, and both the traditional, the business class, and the youth will be members of this board of governors. This money will not be run by the organization. It will be run by board of governors chosen by a Igbo. If Ohanese needs any money from this fund, they have to apply for it like a budget once in a year. And if it is approved by the General Assembly, same assembly that elects officers of Ohanese, they will give it money to run its affairs for 1 year. But the rest will be devoted to development of Igbo land. We have the capacity to raise our own capital to develop our place. We have that capacity. And that's what Ohanese is trying to offer the Igbos. We can't wait for the governors anymore, because the governors, by the time they pay salaries, each one of them is carrying a loan profile that they will not retire in their tenure. So the governors as a source of capital for development of our place is a mirage. It cannot happen. Even to maintain the roads that they have built is impossible. So we better look for the funds ourselves. What is the population of Rwanda? I think Rwanda can use drones to distribute blood to their hospitals in their rural areas. If there can be no rescue in the streets of Rwanda, what Igbo land can become better than that? We are the first people to build an iron and steel industry in Black Africa under Opara. We are the first regional government to build a cement factory in Ghana. We are the first regional government to build a Biafra in Ohio, Golden Gate. We exported breakable plates from Ekuru pottery. We made gas here before anybody in Nigeria discovered gas. We used coal to fire electricity in Oji River before anybody built any power station in Nigeria. And we use mechanical levers to transport the coal from the coal mines in Enugu to Oji River. We showed our capability on our father. We can replicate it today. We have designed autobahn roads of 5 lanes on each lane between the major cities in the southeast Nigeria. The Enugu Onitsha, the Enugu Port Harcourt, the Onitsha Owerri, the Enugu Nsukka, the Enugu Abakaliki, the Enugu to Okigwe to further parts of Abia and Igbo. We are already engaging our foremost economists to see how we can do these routes and tool them and use the proceeds to develop forests. I have no confidence that the federal government can do anything for us. I have lost that confidence, and you better come on board. We can only do it for ourselves.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. But another question.
I'm sorry, the time allotted for this conference
exactly.
is over.
That is
And
exactly
I
where
have
I'm
a group
coming.
of people waiting for me downstairs for a meeting.
That is exactly where I'm coming, sir. That's exactly where I'm coming.
Okay.
That we be this particular program to last for 1 hour, and it's exactly an hour. And we so much appreciate your coming, sir. We thank you 1,000 times.
I would like to come again. I cannot thank the journalists enough for finding time to be part of this. If only you can improve your communication equipment so that we can hear each other well. I believe that these discussions will produce a synergy by which I don't have a monopoly of the ideas. I want to learn from you. I know that there are many things you people can teach me. And within the short while that I'm here, we can make a difference in the lives of our people.
Thank you
very much, sir.
Thank you
so much, sir.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Remain blessed, sir. Thank you 1,000 times. Thank you,
sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well done.
Yes. Thank you so much, gentlemen, ladies, of course, distinguished compatriots who have been part of this particular 1 hour program with the President General of Ohanes Ndigbo, Chief Nia Wodo. He has been on the hot seat with us, taking some questions that border on the security and the economic well-being of the Biafra Igbo people. He has indeed done justice to it, much as we don't have enough time to continue because we build this particular program to last only for 1 hour because he has other guests to attend right now. However, he has promised to be with us in the coming days or weeks as we may deem fit, provided equally we have to improve on the communication capacity of our studio. We have taken that note. And to those of you who made that time to be with us, we equally thank you. We have to thank Tony Monek, especially for being in the studio with me. Tony, thank you so much. We also thank Dr. Gemba, who joined us from London. Of course, Peter Abakalo, the journalist, but for heavy tempo at his own side, he would have been here with us. Of course, Udo Mwenya from Denmark, you are there. Abuchi, let me see, Abuchi also, Wisdom from Germany, and lots of others. Remember, we couldn't hear you, Valentine, we couldn't hear you, Judy, we couldn't hear you. Some of you logged on very, very late. And to thousands of our people who hooked on to this particular program, we say thank you 1,000 times. We continue to update you. We continue to bring important personalities to this particular studio to give meaning to some of our troubling questions. Until then, and until next time, we say all the best and remain blessed. Thank you very much. From the satellite stations of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority, under the bim-massob family, led by His Own Excellency, the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike, who made it possible for us to be on this particular platform to address our people. We say to him, thank you, and thank you so much, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike, for giving us this enabling environment for interactive session within the Biafran community. We thank you 1,000 times. Until we meet again in the coming days, this is Ikenna Obibi Egono, your anchor man. Remain blessed.
Go out.